Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Beyond Headlines with Akhilesh, Bhargava and me, Sujit Nair. Now think about it. Every sector where there is political investment, I mean politicians' investment, those sectors are doing badly in this country. What I mean is real estate, lot of political investment, politicians' investment, doing badly. Gem and jewelry, lot of politicians' investment, doing badly. Infrastructure, lot of politicians' investment, doing badly. Cooperative societies, cooperative banks, doldrums, lot of political investments, doing badly. Mining, political investments, doing badly. Wherever there has been politicians' money, which I presume would be black money, doing badly. Now, Akhilesh, is it the act of God, poetic justice? कि काला पैसे को आखिर और कोई तो देख नहीं पाया, तो शायद भगवान ही आके कुछ कर रहे होंगे.
Sujit, to take off on what you said before we come on the economy, there is political capital invested in Delhi and Delhi also does badly. So, political capital is tainted capital. Let's first be clear.
Correct.
When you refer to political capital, it is proceeds of corruption, it is proceeds of crime, it is unaccounted money, it is untaxed money. So it is basically money whose roots are illegal. Okay. Now, when it is illegal money, it also manifests in some form or the other which is illegal. Because if you want to now legitimize it, first of all, the politician can't explain it. He is not willing to pay taxes on it. And now that the laws have been changed in such a way that illegality is perpetuated. So it is either benami, it is not known, it is below the surface, but it is illegal capital of the country. We all know India has always had a major black economy. It is that part of our economy. But it is money, it is resources, and it has to manifest somewhere or the other. It has to surface somewhere or the other. The politician just can't put it in, sacks and keep it in a go down. So it does surface somewhere or the other. But believe me, in whichever industry it gets surfaced, it comes with a lot of illegal entourage with it. Take real estate sector. Real estate sector is infested with tax evasion. It is infested with dealing with local bodies which are corrupt to the core. It comes up with rules and regulations which completely victimize the common man. So the corrupt money that you are referring to, I'm on just one limited perception of it just now, is a hotbed of illegalities. So in whichever industry you mentioned, that industry has had illegalities in them. Gems and jewelry was always known for being the mother of all tax evasion.
Correct.
Stock market was known to be the mother of tax evasion. Real estate, the less spoken, the better. It was manifested in infrastructure in a big way. And what I am now noticing is, it is surfacing very actively. You can't hide it in NBFCs and cooperative banking. Yes.
Cooperative banking where you go to cooperative bank office, it looks like a political office with all those khadi and those typical politicians as chairmen.
And if you go professionally dressed, it's like you are given looks, "Ye aadmi yahan kyun aaya hai?"
Correct. I'm sadly, Akhilesh, this is going beyond economics. But no corrupt money has ever done good to anybody.
It has not done good to a country also.
It's not done good to a country also. Yes. Whichever sector, whichever company, whichever person who has Vijay Mallya. See, Vijay Mallya was always a dubious man. Always. We are talking about him now, but he has always been a dubious man, dubious character, dubious activities, and almost, I can do anything sort of a guy. Okay, look at where he stands. In the same time, this doesn't happen to a Birla.
Yes.
This doesn't happen to a Tata. This doesn't happen to a Godrej, for instance.
Yes.
Okay, these are proper businesses, proper trades, and nothing, all of this has never affected them.
Because these businesses have had legitimate capital.
Correct.
They never needed the garb of illegitimacy to do anything with it. And because there was no politician money in it, criminal ideas did not come to the entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
If I am a politician with, corrupt money and I come to you as an entrepreneur and you invest it, my corrupt culture is somewhere going to be a pressure tactic on you. So those groups you mentioned did not have it, so they did not need to resort to the taint of corruption, criminality. So they were cleaner. And so they did not collapse overnight.
Yeah, and they're doing well.
They're
Nothing
doing
has
well.
affected them. They are, more. Okay, we talked about the old groups, the new group, Narayan Murthy doing fabulously well, Azim Premji doing exceedingly well. All these people doing their business completely overboard and doing it safely, doing it soundly. Now, coming back to my question, Akhilesh, what is the economic explanation to this? Why is corrupt money could never good?
Sujit, see, let's first recognize and define the corrupt money. It is money of crime, corruption, and tax evasion. But it is there. It had to manifest somewhere. And India had crony capitalism. The ruling party was always hand in glove with industrialists of their choice. So they permitted that money to come in those balance sheets. But that money came with a tainted culture. It came with a lot of illegal underpinnings. So those entrepreneurs also were hand in glove with them. Now, when the party in power changed, the fortunes of that entrepreneur and that capital also changed. So when the party in power changed, those entrepreneurs who did not get into the favor of the new party in power, they collapsed, and which is what we have been seeing. Take the infrastructure sector. Take all those Hyderabad-based, infrastructure companies, Lanco, GMR. I mean, it's a long list of those companies which have been known to be very directly involved with the ruling party at that point of time. And the ruling party's money is said to have circulated in their balance sheets. They are all in a bad shape. A company like Lanco, which is said to have an exposure of 90,000 crores to banks, banks are getting 8,000 crores as recovery. Rest is a loss. It all has to do with the culture of corrupt money in those systems. It cannot sustain. The march of the law, the power of the law at some point of time finishes these corporates. So real estate went in the doldrums 3-4 years ago. It still has to come out. There were the likes of Vadras who were into it. Their money was circulating. It had to collapse at some point of time. I am seeing such a collapse happening in the NBFC sector at the moment.
See, you know what? Chalo, NBFC sector, it was a rule of the law. Okay, it is all these, a lot of raids and a lot of income tax issues, a lot of other governmental issues, statutory issues, I understand. What about real estate? Why real estate? Real estate has been, at least now it is not in the forefront. I have not seen a big builder being arrested recently. So what really is happening to real estate? Why is real estate? Why are people not buying flats?
Sujit, the real estate not buying flats is just, an outcome of the problem. The real problem is, we all knew there was a lot of political money in it because of the policies of this government in the last 3-4 years, and probably because they got targeted against those real estate tycoons who were hand in glove with the earlier government. Their source of funding collapsed. The money was no longer coming and the money got questioned. So the real estate sector collapsed. And till the time untainted money does not come back into the system, it will remain where it is.
So, Akhilesh, bad money can never get good money. Is that a factual?
Bad money can never get respectability, it can never get legitimate truly, and it can never really be stable money. So those corporations which were funded by bad money somewhere will collapse. You have had corporations in the real estate sector, for example, which are said to have been funded by money from the likes of tainted godmen like Asaram Bapu. Even they collapsed.
Correct.
Bad money is bad money.
Asaram Bapu also collapsed in the process. So I guess this is a beautiful inference, because somewhere, look at it, the world has its way, and believe me, every corrupt sector, every corrupt person, today or tomorrow is going to suffer for it, and that's a fact. Be it any part of the world, including India, corrupt people will suffer, has suffered, and in the future will also suffer. A lot of people who, generally people feel that inko kya hua, ye to pura, internal sufferings, unko malum hai, the kind of sufferings they do. So I guess, I don't know, I take it as poetic justice.
The poetic justice apart, this pattern remains in every part of the world. Wherever an enterprise was funded with money which couldn't have been explained or which had a taint behind it, never survived after a point. And if that enterprise finally had bank loans or outside shareholders, they also lost their money.
They also lost all their money. So somewhere down the line, I think I think as normal people, what we should understand is, beware of companies that are built on corrupt monies, on black monies. Because if we invest in those companies, we are in any way partaking in their operations.
We are supporting their operations.
We are supporting their operations in any form, whether we are a vendor or whether we are a shareholder or we are whatever. Ultimately, we are going to suffer.
Yes.
Look at so many companies. Look at so many companies which are built on black monies. The way overnight they have been absolutely wiped out.
They just collapse one day.
And small vendors, shareholders, employees. These are the people who actually suffer.
Yes.
And employees, I'm sad. One can't say much about the employees, but poor guys, employees suffer. But all the same, this has been seen throughout.
So what we have seen in India so far is real estate suffered, gems and jewelry suffered, cooperative sector suffered, cooperative banks suffered, infrastructure sector suffered. I can now see NBFCs reaching a situation where they cannot sustain themselves because the flow of that corrupt money has somewhere stopped. They are now suffering.
Correct. So, long and short of our discussion is, the next time you want to invest in a company, the next time you want to do trade with a company, the next time you want to buy a product with a company, or the next time you want to sell a product to a company, think about it. Look at where they are getting their sourcing their finance from. Because chances are, you sell something and you may not get paid for it. Namaskar. For more such episodes, please subscribe to HW News and press the bell icon for instant notification. Also, do give this video a like and share the video to spread the word around.